Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Author Doc B in the building. And guess what? Today we have a special treat for you. I want to thank everyone for tuning in right now. Please click like and share. Boy, oh boy, you don't want to miss it. Formulate your questions. We have someone very, very special, near and dear to my heart coming on. Let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on lately. All my social media, my Facebook has been compromised. Someone actually took over my page and set their own password and things of that nature. But you guys know me, we bounce back no matter what. We just keep going. Facebook has given me like a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know why, but they gave me a hard time, hard way to go when it came to getting back to my old page. So I had to create a new one because I have business that I'm conducting on Facebook, you know. But this is Bring It to the Table. And you girls, everybody know me, Author Doc B. I'm your host. And today I'm going to bring on a colleague and a friend and someone who is a little bit different. And I'm going to say a little bit smarter because I seen her at work. Let me tell you something. Yeah, she had something. She had something for our directors, our executive director, during one training one time, and I'm gonna talk about that too a little bit. That experience because that was a profound moment for me. I'm a little bit smart, like to consider myself a little bit smart, but I think she got me beat. This lady, she's just like really brilliant, you know. And I know that she learned a lot from me, but without further ado, Bring It to the Table addresses everyday people like you and myself who have overcome, conquered, and survived anything and is now living beyond your dreams. So Dr. Ruiqing decided to accept the offer to come on to the podcast today. So please click like and share and make sure that you invite some people. You know, just invite some people to come along the journey, okay? It will still be posted on my new Facebook. I do have a new Facebook page. It has my WRD radio information on it, and that's how you'll know that's the right page. I'm still going to work hard to get the old page back, and then I'll shut down that page. But I cannot operate on my podcast the way that I do without any social medias linked to my stream. All right, so we're going to bring her in. You ready? All right, let's bring her in. Bring her in. She's backstage waiting for you. See how this works out. There she is.
Hello. Thank
Hi,
you for
Rochelle.
inviting me.
Hi,
Hello,
how are
hi.
you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's good. How was your day so far?
Good. We went hiking with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
kids.
Okay.
Everything was beautiful.
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to come on for a little bit today. It's the holiday weekend. I don't celebrate every day a holiday. You know me, I celebrate just
Yes.
about everything. I just love life, you know, based on overcoming, conquering, and surviving the things that I did. Bring It to the
Yeah.
Table is an offspring from my book. You do know I'm an author,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an offspring from my book. There's three sections. One is called overcoming, one is called surviving, and the other one is conquering. So when I met you, I was very intrigued about your educational journey, you know, where you came from and how you got to America. And I just
Mm-hmm.
thought that the diversity to my platforms are very, very important to me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
thought, you know, we get along. Let me ask you to come on, Bring It to the table so we can talk about the cultural differences that you
Mm-hmm.
encountered, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things. So I'm going to start. I do have my questions formulated here because, you know, that's what we do. We do research and things of that nature.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I do
Mm-hmm.
have some questions for you, but I'd like first for you to introduce yourself. Who is who is Ray Shane? Who is Dr. Ray Shane? Who is this lady?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name's Ruiqing. I'm coming from China. I've been in United States for more than 10 years. Um, it's funny. So my education background is a little bit complicated. So my major is English when I was in China in my college, and
Ah,
then we had an exchange program for MBA. So I got my Master of Business degree in 1 year through that exchange program.
Mm-hmm.
So the funny part is through that year in United States having the MBA program, the first time I know, oh, there's the counseling. Each school has the mental health centers that provide services for all the students, teachers, professors for this college. So I'm like, oh, that sounds good because
Mm-hmm.
who have who have no problems mentally, right?
Yeah, right.
Depressed, stress,
Everybody,
anxiety, everybody.
everybody,
It's just
everybody.
different level. But
Yeah.
as a Chinese, I never think about, oh, we can get help like that.
Oh,
So I never thinking about that way. We do thinking, oh, we have mental illness, but it's more like schizophrenia type, more
oh,
severe, like psychotic, like symptoms. We thinking about its mental healthness. We never think about
oh.
like depression, anxiety, even stress, overwhelmed could be caused a problem and they need somebody help.
Yeah.
So it's different background, the back cultural
Mhm.
background.
Wow.
And
So
so
you
when I yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going. I
so when I
answer my
back
question.
China for about a year, so I'm decided I'm not quite like my current job. I still love my current job, teacher. I'm a teacher in college
Mm-hmm.
to teach English. But I think like, oh, it's not enough. Now I
Mm.
see my students, they need help, not just academically, mentally.
Ah.
See, this is how different I see my students. I think they need my help. So I think why not try the mental health part? So I searched, Googled, and applied for the mental health program.
So that's
Mm,
how you made the connections to finding
yeah.
out what it was that you really want, where that you now let me ask you this. Do you have like a spiritual part of yourself, like God part and like a belief? Do you have that in your life?
Um, I think I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not like a religion person.
Okay.
So I have my certain belief in inside, but not like very certain religion part.
Okay, so I see what you're
Hmm.
saying because, and the
Hmm.
reason I asked that is because you were able to make the connection, and something like your intuition or your it could have been like mommy instincts or just your women's
Hmm.
intuition, or it could have been anything that had you make the connection that
Hmm.
something's wrong with my students, like this is
Mm.
not right. So what do you think it was? What were they doing? Some of the things they were doing. Was it on along the lines of psychotic, or they getting the information? Like, was it hard for them to get the information that you were teaching?
I think it's more like stress. It's
Okay.
more like stress part, like
Mhm.
overwhelm, like where's my future is. What should I do in my college? They work so hard because it's different. You have to work study very, very hard and pass the one exam.
Yeah.
That one exam decided if you can go to college or not, if I can go to the good college or not. So there are 3 years high school, 3 years high school. They just for this goal. And then when they pass the exam, go to the good college, they lost the goal. They don't know what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
And someone just play video games. Someone just don't show up for the class. Like I go to talk to them and say, "Hey, you need study, right?" And then they say, "For what? I
Oh,
have enough stress. I need just relax."
oh, got you. I got you.
And then for some people, because I teach English, English is not their native language. They ask me why I need it. But you need to
Oh,
pass the certain certificate. You need to pass certain exam to get certificate. It doesn't matter. I'm in college. That's fine.
I see.
See, this is something wrong. There's something wrong, but it's not like psycho. That's why I think psychotic is easier. Like positive symptoms is easier to notice, but for this mind mental issues,
Mm-hmm.
there's no one realize that.
Yeah, it seems simple, but it's really complicated.
Yeah.
So that's what breeds or give birth,
Mm-hmm.
like I always say, to um, taking another look
Mm-hmm.
and going in just a little bit further. So, but how many teachers do you think see it and then don't say anything? See, that's why I think that you're special to
Mm-hmm.
me. No, I'm so serious because what you did is you did something about the problem. You did not remain quiet when you were watching your students
Mm-hmm.
struggle. You said, well,
That's
I like
correct.
teaching. I'm always, once you become an educator, Dr. Ruiqing, I'm sure you know this. You're always going to
Yeah.
be an educator. You're going to teach
Yes.
everywhere that you go. That's who
Mm-hmm.
I tell people a lot of when, and I want to know if this happened for you as well. That's one of my questions right here. For you, did you become, did you start to see the world um, differently as you were becoming educated? And did you do like you started at associates, then went to bachelor's? Like, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Like especially after experiences the education about mental health part, like knowing more and more people suffering these things. Like
Mhm.
wow,
Yeah,
it's common.
yeah. Ain't that something?
Yeah, it's like what wow. It for me like seriously. Well, like oh, there's one of the four people had anxiety.
Yep.
I'm like,
Hmm.
I cannot say it's amazing, but it's really shocked.
Right. And
It's so common for people, but
yeah,
it sounds not right. Why so many people have anxiety?
exactly. Unaddressed. And because people keep doing like this, they turn the other cheek. They don't care. They just
Hmm.
look and they take care of their own. And that's the way that the world is today. But
Yeah.
you didn't do that. You rose above education. You took a look at your population that you were
Hmm.
servicing, which were students at the
Hmm.
time, and you began the process into clinical psychology, is it?
It's still mental health counseling. I'm go
You
to the
did
ACA. Yeah.
That's a so you still stayed in
Mm.
the educational realm, and
Yes.
but you moved from teaching the students English to moving into teaching mental health
Counselor.
symptoms and signs and
Yeah.
coping skills and things like that. So we work together on Mondays, you and I.
Yes.
And so what's that experience like for you?
So so I haven't finished. So I probably have to go back my master education about mental health. It's really
Okay.
related to Monday's experience.
Okay.
Is my first intern in my master level mental health program is work for the substance abuse agency. So substance abuse treatment and mental health treatment agency is more focused on the substance abuse. I be more like group therapy, like
Mm-hmm.
running a group. And after that, I have that job to
Mm-hmm.
become formal group therapy. So I'm running like 18 groups per week.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Woo!
that's a lot. I'm like a full-time group therapist. So I love it. I love it. I learn a lot from the groups. Be honest,
Wow.
learn a lot from the group members. But that's like that's like almost 10 years ago,
Okay.
like 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So but I still remember that experiences,
Oh,
and
sure.
that really encouraged me to pursue my doctor program
Ah.
because that's I work with adults, but keep hearing the experiences from children, childhood, from
Mm-hmm.
adolescents, from parents, from living environment. It's really let me thinking push me to thinking about like there's something should get done during their childhood and adolescence. We cannot wait until they become adults, become addicts for so many years, and
Mm.
then we treat it's so hard.
Yeah.
It is so hard. We have to prevent it. So I apply for like more like research. Doctor is more like research part. So I want
Mhm.
to figure out what happened. So that's the start of the doctor program.
Okay.
And then my focus is always teenager, adolescents.
Okay.
Um, so it's interesting part is because I have a baby during the time I start preparing my dissertation. So I
Yes.
say I want to work with maybe teen mom because we know I will have the internship, have the program there like for our doctor program. So I
Mhm.
become the intern in a teenager mom program. So I work more close to this population. So that's why I work with this population and come up with
Mhm.
meditation. And then back to my current job is,
Mhm.
well, part of my education is done. So I want to contribute to community.
Uh-huh.
In this local area, I cannot find like really specific program for teen mom, but definitely there is a lot of community places need a therapist.
Mhm.
So that's why I went back to the mental health field. And then lucky we have the drug and alcohol program. So I say I want to do the groups.
Uh-huh.
So that's how, and I have a little bit experiences of with the drug and alcohol clients.
Mhm.
So that's how we end up work together with Dr. B.
Wow.
And that's different. That the Mondays group is actually different from the groups I used to run.
That's because I'm crazy.
That's because you're too good. You always bring the profound information. You share your experiences, so honest, so brave, to bring all your experiences to encourage the client.
Mhm.
So that's different. That's really different from when I run the group because we've been
They
taught
said
like,
that's the worst kind of therapist, though. They said
who
the
tell you?
therapist. Well, I'll tell you what
Mm,
professional ethics says. This is
mm,
what they say. Professional ethics says that a therapist should be able to examine their motives when they are speaking about themselves, disclosing about
mm,
themselves. What is the motive? They need to always look at, why are you saying this? Are you saying this because the client need to hear or become empowered, or you're providing hope, or are
that's
you
true.
sick, like me sick, or
Mm-hmm.
are you sick and you need the accolades, the eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
the oohs, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been in a lot of trouble before in my practice when I bring myself to the group role.
Mm-hmm.
But certain, and I love that's my favorite thing to do. It's my favorite. I love working in treatment. I love doing supervision, and
Mm-hmm.
I love doing groups. That's just who I am. I found my niche in the behavioral health and human.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I was thinking, you should be this, you should do this, and you should this. But it's, to me, where God has me at is front and center with the patient, with the client. And a lot of people need to know that, you too you really can turn your life around. And that's the difference in the way that I've provided treatment services versus people who have not lived a life of recovery. But here's the truth:
Mm-hmm.
everyone has recovered from something.
Yes, everyone have addict to something.
Well, that's my next question. It's on my list right here.
Mm-hmm.
What's Dr. Ruiqing addicted to? What's her favorite thing?
Cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Check the message all the
Hmm.
time. Check social media. Make sure I sums up all
Yeah.
my own which China have our specific like social media app, so we use that like connect with my family, with my friends in China.
Wow.
So keep checking, make sure I sums up everybody's post,
Hmm.
make sure I respond the group chats as
Uh-huh.
soon as possible.
Yeah.
Just yeah, cell phone
That's
is
that's
my
good.
addiction.
Yeah, that's good. And
Hmm.
so, where did you get your doctorate from?
University of Rochester in New York.
Wow. And you recently graduated.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I graduated last September.
mhm.
It's like after defense, I graduate. But this May is official commencement, like ceremony, like we walk on the stage. That I will never forget that experiences.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
a
amazing.
powerful
Yeah.
that experience make you want to go for one more
Hmm.
degree, but it ain't no more to go for because you got it.
Maybe another one,
Oh
psychiatry.
my goodness. I don't want that bill.
No,
I don't
no,
want that bill. You can leave that bill.
no.
And so, what's
Mm,
next for Dr. Rushing? Like, that is the highest level of education, and you're working in treatment. And so, what is next for you? I mean, what was the struggle? Let me before that question. Let's
mm,
go back to surviving. Tell the
mm.
audience something that you survived in your transition from when you were home in China. What was it like living in China? Talk about that, and then tell us how you transitioned to the States.
Okay, so I live in a big city in China, so it's very modern. It's more like New York City, very busy, crowded, but very convenient. You can get all kinds of delicious food so easy. With my parents, so somebody take care of me. I don't need to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Then transition here. Mm, I think so. Before I be move here is more like I don't think I will have the language
Mm-hmm.
problems like obstacles. But it turned out that yes, I had. Uh, I
Mm-hmm.
still remember in my first semester in my class, I'm like, I don't know what my teachers talk about. I preview my textbook. I have no problem to in the textbook. I can read, I can understand. But when I sit there trying to listen, I'm like, wait, what they say? Like it's not like English,
Wow.
but it's like it's their normal speed to talk. It's
Mm-hmm.
real. It's live. It's different from the study we have in our college. From
Yeah.
the Chinese teacher teach you English.
Yeah.
So yeah, language barrier. And then I
Mm-hmm.
even thinking, why I not why I cannot speak as my classmates. They speak English so well.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, then later, I'm like, wait a minute. They are native.
That
English
part.
is their is
Yeah,
their
that part.
English. I'm like, no. English is my second language. I have that like couple years. Even I've been trained
Yeah.
intensively. So that's first part is
Mm-hmm.
language barrier, and then lucky I have the skills, so I catch up quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the other part is transportation. When I was here, I don't have car,
Oh,
so but we have like people's like because the first is exchange program, so we have some person
yeah.
take care of the whole group of the students and
Well, that's
the
beautiful.
program. Yeah, that's beautiful. So um not bad. So we still can do a little bit of shopping, grocery shopping. I have good colleagues when I be here for a couple months. So other than that, I think for the first half year is a little bit tough.
It's really
Later, yeah, is real. It's not really tough. The first semester will be real tough for the language
hard.
part, but later it's get used to that. You'll be feel like enjoying. And I remember the first time I saw the snow, the heavy snow. I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful because
Oh,
my
because it doesn't
city,
snow over there.
yeah, we don't have snow in my
Wow.
city. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. We have real snowman, like a big snowman. I still
Uh-huh.
remember the big snowman. I used my red scarf for the
Oh,
snowman.
wow. That's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. So I don't complain. I didn't complain. Like, and that's something we need to overcome. It's difficult. Just overcome it.
Yeah, you
Just
made the
find
adjustment.
solution.
You just made the adjustment in your life and you adjusted to being in the United States. You kept going to school, and there you are. You became Dr. Rushing. How long did it take?
8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
it's
did
in and
dissertation. You're very brave. You did dissertation.
yeah, I did.
Very brave.
Yeah, I kind of lucky. I have a very good advisor. Uh, like keep pushing me, and my family is really supportive.
Yeah.
So I'm
I have
like,
a
okay, I
friend.
have a good.
I
Yeah.
have a friend now who pushes me, and I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'll get it done. I'll get it done. But I think that it's enough. I'm like
Mm,
I'm doing great work in the Bucks County community in the Philadelphia area,
mhm, mhm,
in
mhm.
Pennsylvania, all over wherever they call. I'm in Georgia, like everywhere. So I'm doing
Yes,
good work, and
yeah,
I believe I'm enough for me. Like I
yes,
am,
I agree.
you know.
I see your passions to really put on the community and the clinical. So I think that's enough. You have enough knowledge to help people.
Yeah, everywhere I go. That I
Mm,
mean,
mhm.
I do. The world's view has changed
Mm,
when I became educated. It just
yes,
changed.
definitely, definitely.
I no longer see the world the
Mm,
same.
mhm.
I just don't.
And I feel it's also very different when you're in the master level and in the doctor level. You see things
Mhm.
differently.
Absolutely. So now the $1 million question before we get off. We had a good half an hour and a few minutes. I won't keep you
Hmm.
long. But the my final question is what is next? Like what is Dr. Ruiqing going to do now? What are you up to these days? Are you going to give us any good books? Are you going to become a writer or what are you going
Uh,
to do?
I will. We call it transcript. So I will try to use the data from my dissertation to make it become the research article and try to
Yes.
submit and hopefully can be punished.
Nice.
Um, Book at
Nice.
this point may not licensure. Next steps. So licensure and the publication.
Wow, look at you.
Mm.
That's huge. That
That
is
is that.
really huge.
That's very time consuming. So still
Yeah.
need to learn how to balance it after dissertation parts is only just we want to get relaxed.
Oh, now you can just say,
Yeah, it's been years, so there's no way to have it to come up.
yeah, yeah. But it's always some work to be done. It's
Yes.
always something that, you can do
Mm-hmm.
to improve your life. I never thought I would be a podcast host. I never thought I would be a radio host. I never
Mm-hmm.
even thought I would write papers, but I became this writer
Mm-hmm.
that just blows my mind. I still can't believe that I'm able to take a thought after all the trouble I've been in, and some
Mm-hmm.
of the stuff I've been through,
Yes. Yes.
and put it to paper, and now it's helping people. Once they were planning my death, and now I'm helping people save their life. So that's
It's
just
true.
amazing, and you're doing the same thing. They never planned your death. They didn't plan for your death, but they had, I'm sure, big hopes for you. Do
Mm.
you call home and send any of the information back home? Who's back home? Who's back home in China?
What do you mean? Who's back home in China?
Who lives in China, or everybody? Is your parents and
Oh
family,
yeah, yeah.
cousins?
Parent. Oh, all my family is in China.
So who are you here with in the United States?
My husband, my kid.
You got married over here? Uh-oh.
Yes. Yes.
You made him here?
Yes.
Oh,
That's make my life easier.
that made your life. Oh, so
and
you,
mhm.
and you took him home?
Yeah, yeah. Before pandemic, we went back China every year, and my mom come to visit us. And if there's no pandemic, my dad will come for the first time. But unfortunately, the COVID thing started, so my father haven't been here. But well, eventually they will be come to visit us.
So are you going back there, take your work back home?
That's kind of my original plan. Um, but because the dissertation and nothing, the whole like doctor program lasts longer, much longer than I'd expected. So probably we will postpone the that plan like back China. But one day I want to back China because that's my original place, and
Yes,
I want to contribute this to the development of mental health in China. But the
that's
lucky part is it becomes more and more be aware in China, especially in big cities.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very glad when we have the commencement this year. I back to see my program director. We saw actually I saw at least five students, Chinese students, major in mental health
Oh,
counseling.
nice.
Yeah, that's amazing, and they all plan back to China.
They planning to go. They're gonna get their education and they're going back
Yeah,
home.
yeah. So yeah, I may thinking maybe after I get licensure and back China, so I can supervise this students. Who
Wow.
knows?
That would be super amazing. You're a great
Yeah,
clinician. You're going to be just fine. You're a great
yeah.
clinician. You are passionate
Mhm,
about the work. I think it's your calling. I really do. I think it's your
mhm.
assignment
Yes, yes.
to serve your community, to get the
Mhm.
information and start serving, serving, serving. And that's
Yeah.
really what it is all about. So I'm going to end it with that. Hey, everybody, you're listening to your girl, author Doc B, bringing it to the table with Dr. Ruiqing. She dropped it like it was hot. She told you her history, what she has overcome, what challenges she had here in America once she migrated over 10 years ago, and she is living the American dream, and she became a
Yes.
doctor. So let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you,
Woo!
everyone.
And thank you so much for coming and blessing us with your presence. And I guess I'll see you on Tuesday when we get back. Enjoy your day off tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any final remarks? Do you have any final remarks?
It's my pleasure to first join Dr. B's podcast and hope my sharing is something there.
It is.
So yeah.
I'm sure
Um.
it did. If you can come
Mhm.
all the way from China over here, get an education, help people, get your whole life together, get married, have a baby, then doing what you do. Oh, let me tell you something. That's hope for the people.
Yes.
That is
Okay.
hope for the people. So I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you so, so, so much. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye. Wow, that was really good.